Welcome to our weekly video. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. Lori and I had a great week. And as we were talking earlier today, preparing for this video, we were like, we were sharing some stories of what happened this week with some of the people that we talked to concerning health in our lifestyle wellness group. And the same kind of theme kept coming back up. And so we wanted to really talk about that tonight. And it's the theme of kind of changing our mindset. So we've been programmed to kind of give our power away. So you go to somebody to tell you what's wrong with you. So you go to a doctor and you say, I feel this, all these symptoms. And we hand that power over to the doctor, the physician, to say, okay, I'm going to run these tests or I'm going to do this. And then that physician is going to come up with a diagnosis of what's wrong with you. And then they're going to write a script and they're going to give you something that's going to fix that diagnosis that's wrong with you. So you're dependent on that diagnosis, and then you're dependent on one thing to fix. And what I'm finding is people that are interested in holistic health, they need to drop that type of thinking because that's not how holistic health works. So real quick story, I had somebody reach out and say, hey, my friend has a friend of mine has Crohn's, and I saw a video that you did. Could you tell me what were you talking about that's going to fix their Crohn's? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like the information that I have that enables me to help guide someone through that ailment has been gathered over 20 years and reading tons of books and then trying things out and seeing what works and what doesn't work. I can't respond to you or give you a solution in a direct message over Facebook, Lori. I mean, I know that you had an incident this week too, so.
Well, yeah, I think people they are searching for answers. And I think when you're searching for answers, if you don't get the answer you want, whether it's positive or negative, then they're like, there's no fix. And so you get frustrated instead of delving in why. I had a patient who was really upset that her labs were, yeah,
We're normal.
we're normal.
Right.
And, she's like, well, why do I feel so bad? I'm like, well, I think you're toxic. I think there's a lot of factors in play and you got to figure it out. And it's not an overnight fix. But I think, a lot of people, we've been trained, like Trish said, you go to the doctor, you get an answer, you get it. If you have a sore throat, you get an antibiotic and you go on your merry way. But our culture and our society has been, it's a pattern, it's a routine, and that's what's normal. Everybody wants a quick fix with everything. They want a pill to fix everything. And when that pill is ineffective, then they get frustrated with the doctor or the provider, PA, nurse practitioner. They get frustrated with that, but sometimes, and they don't want to change anything in their bodies. They don't want to change the way they eat. They don't want to change exercising. They don't want to change their sleep pattern. It's a whole system that has to be taken care of, not just one pill to fix it. But I think we've been driven or trained, should say.
Right.
Well, even physicians have been trained to,
Right.
give a pill to fix something. Well, there's a lot more than that. And like you said, you can't fix something that overnight. I mean, you've spent however old you are destroying your body. It's going to take a little while to fix it and to find out why. But that's part of the learning process that Trish and I have gone through over the past years. And there's a lot of other people that do this. And it's, I think people are waking up to realize that there's other options available. Their minds are a little more open. Excuse me. They're a little more open to searching, which we never had. I've been doing this 32 years and people don't want to know why they have it, but they want to know what the fix is.
Right. And it's a process. So every single person, everybody reacts differently to different things. So like what I've used in the past for my, Crohn's patient, I have one on the top of my head for the lady who I was helping with getting her Crohn's under control and getting rid of those symptoms. She was a 3-time cancer survivor. So it's different from a person who has Crohn's that's a 22-year-old, right? So, like, their bodies have been through so many different things and there's different levels. So, what I worked with her on, wouldn't pertain to the 22-year-old, even though it's the same processes and we're trying to get the inflammation down and we're trying to give your body the right nutrients in order to correct what you have, the issues that are going on. But everybody has a different, you know, uh degree or history before that disease process started. And so the best person and the only person that can heal somebody is yourself. You have the power to start figuring out what you need to do, and the only way around it no one's going to tell you direct. No one's going to tell you got to do this, got to do this. People are going to guide you, give you suggestions, but it's up to you and only you to take the responsibility to start implementing all those things in your life and see what kind of results they give you, how it feels in your body, right? So I think for today, one, we got to change our mindset on that. You've got, and it's a process. I think the lady that I worked with on the Crohn's, I mean, it was a year and a half. We were making little strides, little by little by little by little, but until we got that really under control, was about a year and a half. That's a long time, guys, and you have to stick with it. Like this is not an it's not an easy thing to do. It is an easy thing to do, but it's not an easy thing to do. Like it's you have to be disciplined. You have to want to be better. You have to know that you're going to have to change your lifestyle and try a bunch of things. Like my whole life is kind of an experiment. I try things all the time. I report to you guys things that are working for me and I leave behind the stuff that doesn't work, right? And I never recommend anything that I haven't tried out myself or I haven't, helped someone else try that out as well. Lori, what do you think is one action thing that they can take away from today to take back that responsibility?
Well, I think you have to like just kind of sit down and I would say it's kind of like studying. You have to take notes and you have to like know, well, this food aggravates my stomach. Oh, I can't, I think people have done that. Like they have all these allergies or there are things that they're tolerant to, or they've tried different diets. But I think you've got to write it all down and know what works for you. Um, I mean, and then, but you have to give it a little time too. You can't just, oh, 2 days and no, you have to give it a good amount of time for trial and error. But I think, yeah, you need to take notes. I mean,
Take notes, watch
and
video.
be, well, and be willing to change. Like, okay, I'm not going to drink 5 sodas today.
Right, right. And
I'm,
keeping a food journal would be definitely
yes.
the ideal thing to do is to get a little notebook. Like I have a little notebook. This is where I keep all my business notes and I keep an ongoing list going. But what I usually do when I start working with a client is I have them write me down the time and what goes into their mouth all day. Supplements, liquid if they're drinking water, how much water, sweet tea, everything. for 3 days straight, so I can see a pattern of what's going on.
And then when your symptoms, like if you have symptoms, when are those? And
Right,
you can kind of correlate it to, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have had that fourth soda.
right.
I mean, or I shouldn't have had that spicy taco,
Mhm.
or, maybe I can't tolerate black beans. Yeah, it's little
Right.
simple things, but you got to lay it all out so you can break it down.
Lay it all out, break it down, and then you strip it all away. This is the way I've always handled it, especially with me. This is the way I've handled it. So then I strip everything away and then I start from scratch and very, very simple. And then start building and then building and building and add the next thing. But usually I take a whole week of one thing before I jump to the next thing in the next week. And sometimes if people have issues, I don't have any issues that I'm dealing with, but if people have some issues that they're dealing with, I would recommend like a whole 30 days. Like do this for 30 days and then let's reassess at the end of the 30 days. Um, Example, last night we went out to dinner and I ate this chicken piccata, which was phenomenal at this little Italian place, but it was really heavy on the oil. It was just olive oil or something, but it was awesome. Tasted great. And I knew like last night, like, okay, I'm taking in all this oil that I'm not usually. So, like, how am I going to counterbalance that today? Well, I counterbalanced it today by, for lunch, I had a smoothie instead, I had liquid instead of putting more, food in me to get, I didn't want to put the food in me to back me up, for that oil to kind of coagulate and get hard. I wanted to, and I had a double dose of Mila today to kind of soak that up and get it moving. So
But
I
see, those are
manage.
little tricks,
Yeah, right,
that your body can't handle. That's the whole purpose of this, is that people need to
right.
know what happens to their body when they eat certain things. And
Mhm.
then, or, you start with that. I mean, and then, obviously you're inflamed, and I'm sure that oily stuff just, you kind of counterbalance the inflammation in your body because you know what to do. But I mean, it's just a process and it takes time. And I think the whole idea of what we're talking about is that it takes time. It's not a one fix, one thing, one fix wonder.
Right. So if you are new to holistic uh, practices or wanting to change your lifestyle and you have some issues, one, we have a GI, we have a healthy gut challenge going on right now. We have a Facebook group. You're probably watching this either on Facebook or on YouTube. There are years of videos on there that have all kinds of information, but it's up to you to start going through the videos, start listening, start seeing if anything resonates with you, take notes, ask questions on the videos because you can comment on these videos here. And if they're on the Facebook group, you can comment below. If you don't understand something, ask a question. You have to you have to do something, guys, and we will, coach you through it and help you out. But you've got to take that first step and make the effort. There's no magic pill. Sorry. There's just not one out there. So we're here to
Wish there
help.
was.
What you
I said, wish there was.
Wish there was, but there isn't. And your body is wonderfully made. And when you give it the right stuff, it kind of does like magic and fixes it on its own. So if you're looking for that, if you're looking for that scientific breakdown on everything, it's going to take you even longer. So you've got to kind of have that trust that our body's made the way it's supposed to make, and you give it what it needs and have that right intention, and then it kind of miraculously fixes it on itself. So hope this helped out. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment below and we will see you next week.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.